We'll call this distance chase range.
Holy crap, where have I been? All sorts of demons to shoot, not a lot of time, and we've got to start somewhere. Better decisions can trivialize some pretty tough fights, or stop you from bleeding to death as you clamber through the back half of your favorite IWAD. You clamberer, you. So we should probably know how to make better decisions. This is How to Doom. When we talk about prioritizing monsters, we have to consider two different contexts: incidental combat and combat puzzles. Incidental combat is your bread and butter Doom. It's running through a map, taking in the sights, rattling off rounds left and right, having a dope-ass time. You've done this before. Combat puzzles are usually self-contained challenges designed to kill you. Often they'll take place in one location that you're not able to leave. But not always, and they're not a strictly defined thing. So some people might disagree on whether something is technically a combat puzzle or not. Here's my take. If at any point during a player might ask, what the f am I supposed to do here? That's a combat puzzle, okay? For this video, those are the terms. Everybody understands? There's nobody here. Just watch that back and man, I need to shave my head. When prioritizing a monster in general, we're mainly concerned with the following 5 things. Wow, I already had 5 fingers up. That was amazing. How much damage it deals, how easily that damage can be avoided, how much space that monster occupies, how quickly it can steal more space from us, and how soon we can get rid of it. These aren't in order. Ignore the numbers. Okay, if they were in order, I would have put probably these 2 at the top, but I didn't, because it's not. If you're a brand new player, you're shooting the scariest monster first. I guarantee it. You see an imp and a baron, you're shooting the baron. Cyber demon and some lost souls, you're shooting the cyber demon. And you're dying all the time because you're taking more damage on average by spending more time with projectiles that are harder to dodge or deal more damage, or you have no room to move. This is why everyone tells you to shoot chain gunners first. They deal oodles of damage, that damage can't be dodged, and they pop instantly. So even though they don't individually take up a ton of space, like a Mancubus, and they don't move fast like Revenants, they score so high with those other 3 points that they're target number 1 basically always. Number 2 is usually the Archvile, right? Enormous damage, can't be dodged, almost the fastest monster in the game, and resurrecting counts as taking space away from you, by the way. But in a vacuum, I wouldn't put it higher than the Chain Gunner because it takes 4 times longer to kill. And it can't chip at you while you deal with it like gunners can. Its attack is telegraphed generously. You might not think shotgunners are that scary, but if one's in the room, you can dodge all the projectiles you want, you're still taking free damage. And you're not getting it back. Doom is a finite health game. Clean him up, he's paper thin. Get him off the field. Pain elementals are a big deal too. They take lots of space away from you by spawning lost souls. And if you let that get out of hand, you're looking at a lot of chip damage from them or from the other projectiles they make so much harder to dodge. Is this enough examples? Tell me if this is enough examples. These concerns are why it's wrong to shoot that Baron when this imp's around. You can kill the imp instantly. You have more space to dodge fewer projectiles. No more getting chipped down by fodder while you shoot the tank. So you could make a tier list of which monsters to shoot first, and I did, and I'm finally a real YouTuber. Read left to right, top to bottom, things in the same group are roughly equivalent with a big difference in priority between groups. So shoot these guys before these guys, but between these guys, it probably doesn't matter that much. Like, you could make a case for shooting a Cacodemon before a Hell Knight, right? Their projectile is kind of the same. Caco deals a little less damage, but it takes up more space, dies faster, and they can fly, right? So they can obstruct your movement in more surprising ways. But it probably doesn't matter hugely, right? I doubt that you're dying because you shot a Hell Knight instead of a Cacodemon. But if you kill the Baron before the Mancubus, you're just insane. Okay, you get it. We're done. Not so fast. This is helpful, congratulations, you're better, but it's not gospel, because Doom is context sensitive. You don't often walk into a room and fight one of each enemy type. And if you do, there's going to be infighting, different options for cover, monsters at different distances, who knows what weapons you have. It's complicated. Those are all topics for different videos, and this tier list doesn't take any of them into account. It can't. I mean, where does the Mastermind go? Up top, because she deals massive undodgeable damage and takes up a ton of space? Or at the bottom, because she takes forever to kill and is helpful with infighting? Do you need her help with infighting? Is she nearby or far away? Do you have the BFG? That changes things too. So this is a good start. You should know it. If you're in a room with just a Rev and a Hell Knight, you should kill the Rev first. That's likely correct. But it's not going to get you through Sunlust. This is facile and inflexible, and your priorities are often different in combat puzzles. There are tons of exceptions to this list, future videos. Today we're going to talk about just one, your first tool for solving more complicated problems. I'll demonstrate with a trick question. Rockets out, one Revenant, one Hell Knight. We've established that we shoot the Revenant first. He's faster, his projectile deals more damage, it's harder to dodge, and he dies one rocket quicker. It's perfect. Shoot him, we're all in agreement. Now I'm going to take that Hell Knight and trap him over here so he can never take space away from me. I've neutered the threat completely. Then I'm going to add, I don't know, 28 more Revenants? That looks good. Are you ready for the trick question? Who do you shoot first? Obviously, since I said it's a trick question, I'm about to tell you to shoot the Hell Knight. Yep. Okay, one of those will be good. But why? But why? But why? But why? I hate all of these. I hate asking I don't like lines that are 2 words long. I'm in a good mood, I'll cut you a deal. I'll shoot my first 3 rockets at the Hell Knight, you shoot yours at the Revenants, and then we'll compare. So after 3 rockets, here's my fight, here's yours, and here's what we started with. Notice how yours is the same fight. I mean, have you made any progress at all? It's hard to tell. Mine's actually a slightly different fight. The shape has changed. The task is different. Which one of these would you rather be thrown into right now? So who do you shoot first never meant, would you rather kill 30-ish Revs or 1 Hell Knight, since those aren't equivalent tasks? The question was actually, would you rather fight 30-ish Revenants or 28-ish Revenants and 1 Hell Knight Sniper? Give me the simpler fight every time. I don't care if there's 2 more Revenants here. It's not harder, it just takes a little longer. I want the fight that has less to keep track of. And yeah, this is an exaggerated example, shut your mouth, but it's not a fantasy. This is really similar to Strength and Anger, Sunlust Map 15. Except that has way more Hell Knights, but I have way more of I have a BFG. I genuinely approach this fight by killing the Hell Knights first. They make it hard for me to hold my ground in this area, which sucks because I really want to do that. If I can't, then the most natural movement is to come down here toward the Soul Sphere, which is a noob trap by the way, because now I'm at the peak of the V-shaped room and the other half of the Revs can come get me. Whereas if I'm up here, then this entire half of the fight is irrelevant. So since I want to stay here and it's too difficult to do that while fighting Revs and dodging Knights at the same time, ouch my brain, and I can get rid of the Knights faster than the Revs, I shoot the Knights. Not all of them, but the ones that can snipe me from where I want to hold my ground. You're welcome to disagree. I do it this way because it makes the fight simpler. I mean, it's trivial now. Did that look hard? It wasn't. I really think this is a key step to solving combat puzzles. It's something you should be trying. Reduce your cognitive load, simplify the fight. I want to be clear here about what simpler means. If the fight is 10 Hell Knights and I add 1 Cacodemon here, that's not a meaningful difference, other than that they can infight, but that's a different video. You were dodging straight projectiles before, and now you still are, you know? So if you thought that was crazy, you better buckle up, because here's where it gets the same. You see what I'm saying? You don't have as much reason to prioritize the Cacodemon as far as simplification goes. Whereas if instead I add a Mancubus, now your movement pattern needs to change. You're no longer only dodging straight projectiles. The Mancubus shoots funny. So infighting aside, just drop the subject entirely, it does make sense to prioritize that Mancubus, since 1 style of projectile attack is easier to dodge than 2. But wait, what if that Caco's stuck behind me instead? Now it is meaningfully different because I have the choice to stop having to dodge projectiles from 2 different directions. This would still be true even if it were just another Hell Knight behind me. I mean, now they're all the same monster, but still this one is worth more to kill because there's a simplifying effect when he dies. 1 Cyber Demon, 5 Revs, Super Shotgun. This one's nice because it lines up perfectly with our in general tier list for incidental combat, but hopefully our reasoning is even clearer now. You can shotgun down 5 revs in less than half the time it takes to shotgun down a cyber demon. That's a meaningful change sooner. The total time to kill everything is the same, but the total time spent having to dodge 2 different types of projectiles is shortened significantly. So instead of asking yourself who's spookiest, you should ask yourself, what's the most meaningful change I can make to the anatomy of this fight the quickest? Especially, just for today, if there's something you can do to simplify the encounter. So the tier list is great for incidental combat, and it's a good start for combat puzzles, but as soon as it's not working, you should be willing to put it away, analyze the situation, and try to find something better. Experiment, diagnose, and solve the problems that are most pressing for you. I'll be back to give you more tools to do that in a future video. You may not believe me, but it's true. It is. I'm gonna make more videos. I'm gonna do it.